Hello everyone in Oneness. I am Jessica Delmar, Inspired Oneness Messenger and Ascension Knowledge Keeper. Thank you so much for watching this video. In this video, I wanted to talk a little bit more about what is going on with these Ascension energies now that we've reached the fall and fall equinox. Thank you everyone for your support. Thank you for watching this video. I've been receiving a lot of emails and messages asking where I am because I have been taking off this month of September, and I apologize for not really mentioning it here on YouTube, but I have mentioned it over on Patreon and Instagram where I do a little bit more of personal updates. So just to kind of catch everyone up here on YouTube, I was basically called to take September off and really kind of open more of the energy of allowance and ease and flow and relaxation and opening energy of least resistance for myself because of all of the shifting energies opening up with the fall time. It also aligned perfectly with a lot of traveling that I was doing this month of September. And so I'm kind of coming back from that and integrating a little bit more back into the work and bringing forward messages. September energy really called for people to follow the energy that's moving through you, meaning September very much calls forth energy of rest and energy of allowance and energy of ease and flow, really very much to prepare people for the opening up of this very, very strong energy of Christ consciousness energy, otherwise known as Oneness Consciousness or Unity Consciousness. We've been talking about this all year regarding the Trilogy energies, and you can look back at some of my older videos. I'll put links to them below regarding the Trilogy energies of Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, and Christ Consciousness energy. Now more in my awareness as Oneness Consciousness, and so we're going to refer to that Christ Consciousness energy as Oneness Consciousness moving forward. But it's kind of been the prominent message of 2019 regarding opening of these Trilogy energies within individuals as well as within the collective consciousness. Because for those who are in resonance with these energies and with these messages, it simply means that you're in a place to integrate these balanced Trilogy energies. And this is what's happening in 2019 is we are balancing energy. It's a very strong time for balancing of the creation energies, which is Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, and Oneness Consciousness, in order to move into a more balanced and aligned state to resonate with the energetic vibrational frequency of 2020. 2020 will be a powerful year to push people more into balance and alignment, but the balancing, the internal balancing of energies, of the Trilogy energies, needed to happen first because it's not an easy transition to balance these energies when you come from a place of separation and duality consciousness. We're moving from that separation and duality consciousness into Oneness Consciousness. And that shift is not easy. That shift brings up a lot of things. It brings up a lot of turmoil and chaos for people. It brings up things that you've been holding within that need to be released and let go of, or programs specifically that need to shift and change. Perspectives that need to shift. The awareness that you have in your mind, your thoughts. Things are shifting, and so an internal pole shift is very much happening within people as well as the collective consciousness, as the greater pole shift of Earth Gaia is happening as well. And this pole shift is an energetic pole shift. It's not necessarily physical, although the physical manifestations of the energetic shifts and vibrational shifts will physically manifest in due time. But the time off that I spent in September really brought forward kind of diving a little bit deeper in regards to these energetic pole shifts and how, it's going to continue into 2020. But for those who have really been doing the work here in 2019 to integrate more of the balanced creation energies within, will be able to ride that higher frequency wave of alignment and balance in 2020. For those who are not in alignment with that higher frequency alignment and balance of 2020, then the year is just simply going to put you or push you into a place where you can become more in alignment and balance with a higher frequency energy, because this is what vibrational resonance does, is it either brings you into, it like sweeps you into that vibrational resonance to whatever the greater frequency is, or you completely split away from it. And so as a collective, we are coming into vibrational harmonic resonance with the greater energy or the greater shifting energies that are happening on the greater planetary scale moving into New Earth 5D. So for many people, that shift is going to be a little bit easier because your vibrational frequency is already within range of the greater planetary shifting vibrational frequency. For others who are in vibrational frequencies that are farther away from the shifting planetary vibrational frequency into New Earth 5D, then your shift is going to require some time to temper the adjustment, meaning it's like going from hot to cold or cold to hot. It can't happen all at once overnight. The shift has to happen in a place, in a way where it's gradual and you're able to make that shift. Otherwise, it's going to just be a chaotic mess. It's going to be like putting an ice cube into hot water. It's going to completely erupt. And so for a lot of people, we've been moving through this shift. We've been, doing the purging process and the shadow work and dealing with things and shifting our vibration, shifting our thoughts, shifting everything. And for a lot of people who haven't been in that realm, then 2020 is really going to force you into that space, however it plays out in your realities. And so, point being, there is an energetic pole shift happening within each of us as well as within the greater collective. But good news is that Oneness Consciousness is now open. The doors are open, even though it's been open by a lot of the way showers and leading edge creators already. But now it's opening up into more of the mass of the collective consciousness for more and more greater waves of people to move into this oneness consciousness. And so over the next couple of videos that I'm going to be putting out, I want to talk a little bit more about these shifts in oneness consciousness and divine feminine and divine masculine, and sort of things that were coming to me during my time off when I was on vacation and when I was traveling. So in this video, I wanted to just present a message that came through in writing first, just kind of to open you up to what is going on with these shifting energies at this time. The fall equinox on September 23rd opened up this portal, this gateway to having more waves of people to integrate the oneness consciousness. And again, we're not all in the same place. And so there may be people who may not resonate with this information, but it's simply because you're not in this space at this time. But we're all moving through this on our own time, within our own journeys, and experiencing it uniquely to us as individuals. Everything is truly well, and we are in this amazing space of shifting energies. And what I've kind of noticed is, there are we spoke about this in the 144,000 video series, but there are waves moving through these different forms of consciousness that elevate us into more ascended consciousness and higher frequency and vibration, which then therefore creates the vibrational reality that we exist within. And so we're just moving through another one of these waves of stepping into what's next. And for those, again, who resonate with this message, it just simply means that we're all kind of in it together. So again, all is truly well, and whatever shifts you're going through are shifts that need to happen in order to specifically at this moment push you into a more balanced state, which pushes you into more of this oneness consciousness, which the guides like to refer to as at least the point of creation within this oneness consciousness is the vortex of oneness. It's an interesting space to be in, and you begin to create from a whole different vibrational frequency, which will be kind of what we'll be navigating, especially in 2020, in terms of creating your reality from the perspective and experience in the vortex of oneness. So this is the message that came through in writing. Oneness consciousness is now open because the frequency of oneness, due to the work of light workers, way showers, light holders, star seeds, etc., has opened the door for oneness consciousness to integrate into the collective consciousness. Oneness consciousness is something that has to be harnessed from within, and due to separation and duality, oneness consciousness has been stifled for many, many, many years. However, due to the Ascension and the workers and holders of the light, the frequency and knowledge of oneness has begun to seep more and more into the collective consciousness. We are now at a tipping point in which oneness overrules separation in the collective consciousness. It is energetic vibration at this point, but will manifest in the physical in due timing. This means that separation consciousness in the collective consciousness will have to be released in some way. Because separation is polar opposite from oneness, the release of separation consciousness will be dramatic for some people because the vibrational frequencies of separation and oneness are so different. It's like getting someone who believes in nothing to believe in something. Also what we are speaking about regarding the hot and cold. The shifts will be dramatic and will turn things upside down for some people. But in the turmoil and inner energetic polar shifts that are happening, all is happening for the greater consciousness to begin showing itself, which is oneness consciousness. Congratulations, you are here. And for those of you who can see the peering light of oneness consciousness within, you are on the leading edge of creation and opening the doors to New Earth 5D. Oneness consciousness goes beyond knowing that everything is just connected, but fully feeling and understanding how everything is connected because you feel yourself as part of everything, yet also part of the bird's eye view, the greater picture of everything too. Oneness consciousness will be the new chapter that you step into. Navigating oneness consciousness will be open to the interpretation of your unique inner being, tailored to your experiences and the source within and without. This chapter that you're stepping into is about honing your connection to oneness in a physical experience with the illusion of separation. Again, this chapter that you're stepping into is about honing your connection to oneness in a physical experience with the illusion of separation, meaning that we're existing in this illusion of separation, in this reality, in this world, on this planet, moving from 3D into 5D. Even in 5D, there's still going to be illusion of separation. But where in 3D we did not hold this oneness consciousness, we held separation consciousness, and so the illusion of separation just built more illusion of separation in the realities that we created for ourselves, because it was in our minds, the separation, the illusion, the duality, etc. But in keeping the same illusion of separation, when we move into 5D, our consciousness shifts into oneness consciousness. And so the way that we experience and perceive the illusion of separation is going to be vastly different, because we are now holding the consciousness of oneness and unity, which will then begin creating our realities. Even though we still exist in the illusion of separation, our realities are going to begin being created upon much higher vibrational spaces or grids. Your physical experiences may not change much overnight, But your consciousness, through Oneness Consciousness, will allow you to see and feel your experiences in new light and lens. And in experiencing your reality with new light and lens, you will open the ability to create your reality through your new light and lens, which will open New Earth 5D more and more, one step at a time. At this time, the balancing of the Trilogy energy may still be taking shape for many of you, meaning that your physical may still be catching up to the energetic and vibrational shifts that have happened this year with the balancing of the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, and Christ Consciousness, otherwise known as Oneness Consciousness, within. The Trilogy energy of 2019 opens divine balance and wholeness within, so that you are equipped with the lens to view, receive, and interpret Oneness Consciousness with. Without balance and wholeness within, Oneness Consciousness may not be interpreted in its divine light, because the frequency of the awareness of the individual will not be a vibrational match to the Oneness Consciousness that desires to shine through. This is where Trilogy energy comes in. Trilogy energy first integrates the balance and wholeness within, so that the individual can become a vibrational match in the physical and non-physical to the frequency of oneness, so that the individual can receive and interpret the divine consciousness of Oneness Consciousness. This balancing of energy within and without will continue throughout 2019, so that you integrate a more balanced and whole vibrational state for 2020. 2020 will push you into even more balance and wholeness. The journey will continue, as it's not an overnight journey, in order to integrate more Oneness Consciousness and reality of New Earth 5D. For those who are not resonating with this information or feel that they are not in this space, it just simply means that you are integrating a vibrational alignment in a different layer of consciousness, meaning that there are many different layers of consciousnesses happening in the collective all at once. Everyone is experiencing the ascension shifts differently and within many different layers based upon your vibrational frequency. Those who resonate with these messages are within a similar vibrational frequency as the message. Those who do not resonate are simply not in the same vibrational frequency as these messages. Opening Oneness Consciousness is multi-layered and multifaceted, and exploring Oneness Consciousness is like exploring the many different layers of the spectrum of light. It is not all the same, and there exists many different realms and open energy spaces within Oneness Consciousness. But the fun has just begun, and there is much to explore. Turn the page and step into Oneness Consciousness, where you are the leading edge creators of realities that you not only create, but knowingly experience for your greater expansion in the energy of oneness. There are many different facets of oneness, knowledge being one of them. We are stepping up into the wholeness of oneness to help assist you in exploring these many different facets of oneness in your own journeys. 2020 will be about holding the space of a holistic view in terms of these messages of oneness, so that you can open doors to the many facets of oneness. Opening doors to the many facets of oneness in your personal experiences opens new territory of expansion for you and your part in the greater whole. We are entering a new way of soaring high above the clouds by opening a space of alignment with the All. The center of the All is the energetic center of the flower of light integrated in the consciousness body. So here we're talking about the flower of light. We did a workshop on September 11th about integrating and activating this flower of light, which was shown to me as kind of now able to activate within the consciousness body, not within the physical or the energetic body, but within the consciousness body. Because this flower of light held in the area between the solar plexus and the heart is sort of what tethers you to this oneness consciousness, which opens first into that 5D consciousness body. The flower of light is the 5D network of living oneness consciousness connected to all things. And so in bringing forward this message, a little bit more information came through about the flower of light. For those who attended the workshop or not, regardless, everyone is kind of integrating this new flower of light network, if you will. It kind of reminds me of like a spinning web of energy, but it's a network of energy that is what connects your physical as well as your energetic, and especially your mind, and your more like your beingness. It connects your physical beingness to your inner beingness that exists in this oneness consciousness. The flower of light is the 5D network of living oneness consciousness connected to all things. It opens your divine and seamless connection to all things. The flower of light is an open connection between where you are and where you are headed in 5D and beyond. It opens light into the 5D body. It ends separation and duality, and opens you into a web of interconnections that extends beyond your life here on earth. It opens all within where you are. There is no afterthought of your existence on earth, because you know that your existence on earth is to open expansion for the all. The flower of light comes with the opening of oneness consciousness and is activated through your connection with others and your understanding of oneness frequency and energy. It opens a new network of balance and wholeness, the balancing of the yin and the yang within, that is fed from source, not separation or illusion. The flower of light is your new gut center, an open activation of your new immune center, which connects the physical body to the non-physical energy of source. It is the life-giving umbilical cord between your physical body and source, which is essentially your connection to your divine inner being, the source within. In 3D, this divine umbilical cord between the physical body and source was held in the actual umbilical cord area of the physical body, that sacral chakra center, the belly button center. The gut feeling in the 3D body is often felt in the sacral or solar plexus area, but the disconnection between the physical body and the source within has also been the result of the heavy blockages in the lower 3 chakras in many people as well, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus. And so in the 3D body, the sacral area, especially the belly button area, the umbilical cord area, is sort of what connected the physical with the source within, or with source energy. But because of all of the blockages, we were unable to really hold or experience fully that connection. The shift into 5D bodies shifts many of the energetic connections to the non-physical, especially between the physical and the source within. So that sort of umbilical cord is going to be in this flower of light center, the new gut center, the new immune feeding tube, if you will, that comes directly from source itself, which is the source within, which feeds energy of source, the life force energy, into the physical body. So your connection to the source within becomes greater, and it lifts from those lower chakras into a more elevated space to reach higher vibrational energy, to a space that is not necessarily held in the physical or energetic bodies. Again, it's held in the consciousness body. And so by harnessing a greater connection to your consciousness body, which opens into the oneness consciousness, then you open a greater connection to this life force giving space of that connects you with the source within. These many energetic shifts are taking place as we speak, as the balance of the trilogy energies continue taking place in the collective and in individuals. And so that was the message that came through regarding just sort of what's going on energetically in these shifts and the opening of oneness consciousness that we can now tap into and begin integrating more and more, because that's going to be a journey all in its own. We're going to just keep stepping further and further along into it. But know that these shifts are taking place, the balancing and the wholeness is taking place. But in order to get there, whatever you may be experiencing, whether it's even if you find yourself in extreme duality or suffering, it's all trying to push you further into your ability to perceive and become more aware of and connect more to the oneness consciousness that your greater inner being is desiring for you to move into. And so again, in the next couple of videos, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into oneness consciousness and the shifts that are being made with the Trilogy energy, as well as the internal energetic pole shifts that are happening within people, and anything else that desires to come through at this time. But thank you everyone for watching this video. Thank you for all of your support and your patience as I took some time off this September. And again, really honor the energy that's moving through you. And this has a lot to do with the oneness consciousness and integrating more of that wholeness within and the balance, because you can only really integrate the balance within when you allow energy to move through you versus resisting the energy that desires to move through you. For example, if you feel called to rest, honor that energy. If you feel called to act, honor that energy. If you find yourself in higher vibrational frequency spaces, honor that energy, really milk that energy because it makes you feel good, or if it makes you feel good. If you find yourself in lower vibrational spaces and emotions that may not make you feel so good, honor that energy still. But in moving into oneness consciousness, we're now going to begin to sort of understand these vibrational frequencies a little bit more in connection to creating your reality from this oneness consciousness standpoint. And so we're going to get a little bit more into that as we move forward, but honor the energy in knowing that you are harnessing the source within. So whatever you're experiencing for a reason, but also experiencing for your ability to create more expansion in the greater whole of who you truly are. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Together with you in oneness, I'm Jessica Delmar. Oneness and love be with you.